every young person in India wants to be a hero. You know, in India, they don't call them actors, they call them heroes. And for somebody in my position, an outsider, it was near to impossible to actually get a foot into the Hindi film industry, because you could only become a leading man if you had a familial connection, or if you were the son of a producer or a director, or you were a star kid. If you think about it realistically, I couldn't get there. Around the age of 15, I sort of abandoned my dream of becoming an actor, and I pursued becoming a copywriter. I went to America to study advertising. I think in the second year, by chance, I took an acting course. And on the first day, the instructor said, I don't want to know who you are or where you're from. I just want you to get up in front of the class and perform. And when I went up and I started reciting a famous monologue, and it was in Hindi, and nobody in the class understood Hindi, but I said it with a great deal of passion. So everybody was taken aback. And when I saw that I could perform and evoke an emotional reaction out of a viewing audience, it was beautiful. I felt that rush. And I sat back in my seat and I said, why am I not doing this? I can accept failing, but I can't accept not trying. So I called my dad and I said, this is what I want to do. I faced a lot of rejection, a lot of humiliation. It was a difficult period. I had dedicated my life to this and it just seemed like it would never happen. I don't know what was driving me. I think it was just self-belief. I believed that I was good. And one day I got a call and they said, it's for this audition. And they were actually looking for a new face. This is it. This is the day you've been waiting for. It's right there and you have to seize it.
What is that one thing that everyone can apply to their lives, no matter what profession or what they're doing? The one word or wisdom that you'd like to give to everybody out here?
I would say, don't be fearful. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, I would say pursue it. Pursue it with all your might, all your heart, because you have this one life, and you've got to make the best of it. Don't fear failure. It'll happen along the way, but if you're dogged enough, if you persevere enough, if you're persistent enough, you'll break through and you will do it. Believe in yourself. Don't fear failure, and pursue what it is that you're truly passionate about. If it's in your heart, if it's coming out of your heart, it's right. And don't think that anything is out of your reach. Don't think that anything is too far-fetched or impossible for you to achieve. Man, if I can do it, my chances were 1,000,000 to 1, and I managed it. I just did it till it happened. Of course, I got lucky, but I made my own luck. I put myself in a position where I might be able to get lucky. And I really hope that you can draw from my story. This was the most, for me, to be a Hindi film hero was the dream, but it seemed very much out of my reach until I had an epiphany in life, a realization that I can accept failure, but I can't accept not trying. So, however daunting the odds may seem, I'm going to be brave about it. I'm going to muster up the courage and do what my heart says and hope that it works out for me. So yeah, if there are any young people out there listening to what I'm saying right now, follow your heart, pursue your passion, and don't be afraid. Anything is possible.
What did I learn from the failure of Basic Rate? Well, see, I don't view it as a failure, Others may, but I still got to collaborate with somebody special in Aditya Chopra. I learned so much, doing those one-shots, and so for me there was a lot to learn. It was a very successful process for me. For me, the process is the prize. I always say this, but I mean it. The process is the prize. I don't know how people perceived it. I don't know box office numbers. All this is not These aren't my concerns.
But it doesn't break your heart, Ranveer?
No, what? No.
No?
No, it doesn't.
You
Not
can
at all.
walk away and be done with it?
Like I said, for me, there is no greater gift than to be able to go to a film set and perform in the capacity of an actor. That itself is a prize, it's a gift for me. You know, I'm done there. You know, for me, everything else, good, bad, ugly, is either a bonus or not. You know, for me, I've already got my prize, which is that I had one dream of becoming a mainstream actor in Hindi films. I'm a Hindi film actor. There's no greater thing. I'm thankful every day for being able to go to a film set and doing what I do. So the acceptance, the fate of films affects me very little. And I sort of have this middle path approach. I don't get carried away with the success of a film. I don't get bogged down by the failure of a film. I do perhaps, but very briefly, and then I'm on to the next thing only because, again, that is the gift, that is the prize, that I'm on a film set, we're making a movie, and that's the joy. I've got what I wanted. When I was learning acting, that's what we would do, right? All the actors together would be part of the same warm-up exercise, and it's all collaborative. I'm gonna do my thing and let's see what he got, and you know, I'm not into this competitive vibe. I find it harms. You know, it's rooted in negativity.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I am not, definitely. I need to be from my point of view, as the leading man, a leader on the set, and make sure that everybody is happy in this environment, working and wanting to give their best. And I want to be that way.
You said that now you're sort of striking a work-life balance.
Yeah.
But you're so passionate as an actor and you're
Yeah.
an artist. There isn't a time where you switch off. There's always something going on in the head.
Yeah.
So how exactly are you striking this work-life balance?
Well, it's really a function of how you spend your time. Yes, I will submit that, you know, as time passes, I'm becoming even more obsessed with my craft. You know, I over a period of time, doing different films and characters, I've realized that this craft of acting is actually limitless. It's like a universe that you can just keep exploring. There are no boundaries, there are no limitations. The possibilities are endless. And you just want to keep exploring because there's no end to it. And whilst that is happening, life, I understand, is about balance, you know. So the amount of time I spend at work, you have to balance it out with some downtime, you know, time for yourself, with your quality time with your loved ones. Over a period of time, I've become very family oriented, and I've realized that really life is about, you know, the people you share it with, the relationships, and those relationships, if they mean that much to you, you have to take the time out to nurture them and to cultivate them into being something substantial.
You've worked with Shalini so close in this film. She's starting out with Yashraj. You had the same thing. How do you think you've evolved, and do you see yourself in her in some way?
It can all be very intimidating and daunting, you know. You're so passionate, at the same time you have like a tendency to overthink things, and you know, there are so many questions and there's so many anxieties, and I'm always only too happy to impart whatever little I've, you know, learned over the past 10 years. I didn't have anybody like that, honestly. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I had to kind of hit the ground running and learn as I go, and learn from my mistakes and stuff like that. Especially somebody like Shalini, who has no background in film, no connections, you know, sort of like me in the sense that doesn't know how to be a public figure,
Yeah.
which is something I struggled with, admittedly, in my initial years. You know, it can be very daunting when you don't know the first thing about being a public figure. It's like what do you say? What are you supposed to wear? What are you supposed to say? How are you supposed to be? Who are you supposed to be?
Yeah.
You know, so there's so much to process. It can be overwhelming,
Yeah.
And admittedly, I was overwhelmed at times, and you know, I look back and see that as a time to kind of learn and find your authentic self, because ultimately that's what you want to be in the public sphere. I have to also admit it comes a lot from self-confidence that you gain from validation for your work. It's when that happens that you find the confidence to be yourself